Welcome to the Art of Snobbery, the only philosophy course where wisdom requires no effort and silence counts as a statement. I'm Captain Help, your guide to appearing enlightened without ever breaking into a sweat. Philosophy, you see, is the easiest art form in the snob's repertoire. In the West, you simply ask a deep question and look troubled. In the East, you don't even ask. You just smile, breathe slowly, and let silence do the heavy lifting. Let's look at the main Eastern philosophies. Confucianism, China's symphony of order. Born in 5th century BC China, Confucius, or Confuzi, imagined a world held together by good manners. He taught Li, ritual propriety, and Ren, human kindness. For him, civilization was choreography, everyone in their proper place moving gracefully through life. Confucianism made respect fashionable and obedience almost chic. It's the belief that harmony is achieved not through rebellion, but through refinement. When to use Confucianism? At a chaotic dinner party, just lean back and sigh, "What this table needs is a little Confucian order." Instant gravitas. So, a century later, another Chinese sage, Lao Tzu, quietly resigned from society. He wrote the Tao Te Ching, handed it to a border guard, and then, well, he disappeared. His message? Stop trying so hard. Taoism celebrates Wu Wei, that's effortless action. Where Confucius conducts the orchestra, Lao Tzu just drifts down the river, smiling. It's cosmic nonchalance, letting life happen beautifully on its own. So, when should you use Taoism? Well, when someone demands a plan, just reply softly, "I prefer to let the Tao decide." Translation, I have no idea, but I'll look serene while admitting it. Meanwhile, back in 5th century BC India, a prince named Siddhartha Gautama left his palace in search of truth and, well, found impermanence. He became the Buddha, the awakened one, and taught the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, basically a map from desire to detachment. Suffering, he said, comes from wanting. Stop wanting, and you'll stop suffering. It's serenity with structure, detachment with discipline. The first minimalist philosophy, long before Scandinavian furniture copied the look. When to use it? When someone complains, just nod gently and say, "Attachment, my dear, is the root of suffering." Then finish your tea, slowly. Then there is also yoga, the philosophy of the body. You know, before yoga became a fitness cult with scented candles, it was really just pure philosophy, the physical branch of Indian thought. Yoga, from the Sanskrit word yuj, means union, the harmony of body, mind and spirit. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, written around 200 BC, there are 8 stages that lead toward liberation. And honestly, only one of them actually involves stretching. The rest, they're about focus, discipline, breath, and, detachment. If Buddhism calms the mind, yoga disciplines the body until, frankly, it has no choice but to follow. It's movement as meditation. Philosophy, you could say, performed in slow motion. When to use yoga? When someone praises yoga for flexibility, just smile faintly and correct them. Originally, it was about enlightenment, not leggings. And of course, for some, the Kama Sutra remains the most inspiring Eastern philosophy of all, purely for research purposes, of course. And between all these schools runs one quiet thread: meditation. It isn't a philosophy, but a practice, the pause that connects them all. In yoga, it's dhyana, stilling the mind so the self can merge with the infinite. In Buddhism, it's vipassana, seeing reality as it truly is, fleeting and transparent. In Taoism, it's breathing with the rhythm of nature. And in Zen, it becomes zazen, sitting perfectly still, doing absolutely nothing and calling it insight. The Taoist breathes, the Buddhist observes, the yogi focuses, and the Zen master simply sits. Meditation is, honestly, the art of appearing deep while doing nothing at all, which, you know, makes it the most elegant snobbery of all. Finally, we have Zen, Japan's answer to everything and nothing. By the 12th century, Buddhism had arrived in Japan, where monks and samurai distilled it into Zen. A philosophy so pure, it kind of refuses to explain itself. No scriptures, no sermons, just direct experience. Meditation, calligraphy, tea ceremonies, rock gardens, each one a gateway to silence. Zen is what happens when discipline meets emptiness and calls it design. It's simplicity as luxury. One flower, one breath, infinite calm. When to use Zen? When asked your opinion, say nothing. Simply stare at your teacup as if it's whispering eternity. These philosophies may be ancient, but they never truly left. They simply changed clothes. China still thinks in the rhythm of Confucius, hierarchy, harmony, the collective above the individual. Its government speaks of order, virtue, and stability. Essentially, moral philosophy with better PR. Beneath that order flows Taoism, quietly shaping Chinese medicine, art, and patience. The instinct to wait for the right season rather than force the bloom. Japan still moves to the quiet pulse of Zen. From minimalist architecture to the perfect bow of a sushi chef, discipline disguised as calm, precision presented as grace. India, meanwhile, continues to live through Buddhism and yoga, where spirituality and daily life still overlap like two hands in prayer. Even the West has adopted fragments: mindfulness, meditation apps, yoga studios, all echoes of older silences, repackaged with playlists. So remember, my dear snob, philosophy is the easiest path into sophistication. In the West, you can impress by asking questions. In the East, you don't even need to do that. Just breathe, smile, perhaps quote Lao Tzu or don't, because the highest form of wisdom is not knowing more, it's needing less. And sometimes enlightenment is simply looking peaceful while everyone else panics. This was the Art of Snobbery with Captain Help. Smarter every day in every way.